Well, I said I was going to do it like, I don't know, weeks ago. But, I don't know. There's something about my wife's voice. I like hearing it. One way to ensure that I keep hearing her voice is not do stuff that she tells me to do. But she'll just keep telling me. That's sweet. Anyways, an old blend door actuator went out on this, and I think my motor's dying, so let's go ahead and take the whole dashboard out. That'll be fun. The first actual step will be to pull it in the garage, even though there's barely any room, but there's light in here, and if I start working on it out there, I'm gonna run out of light. So that'll be fun. And I guess I'll go ahead and disconnect the old power box there, battery, on account of I don't want to short anything out. Fun story about the battery and disconnecting and all that good stuff. One time I went ahead and didn't do that when I was patching a hole in the frame on this old Jeep J10 pickup. Not that it matters. But, well, I did disconnect. But, I went ahead and caused the whole wiring harness to go because I disconnected the positive side instead of the negative side. Anyways, that's a little amateur lesson in electricity's there. Disconnect the negative side when you're working on stuff. One of the lesser known things about these here Chyrsler vehicles that a lot of people don't know is that they suck. The other is that the battery is pretty easy. The terminals are kind of nice. They got like this cam system on it. It's fine. Oh, don't put that on backwards. Okay, here we go. You piece of garbage. Oh, now I gotta get that nut started. Disconnected. Stay. Good boy. Well, at this point, I'm really just guessing, but if I was a betting man, I'd say that this side panel is the first one that needs to come off there. And I bet if I just give it a little bit of old-fashioned persuasion here. Gosh darn. Man, one-handed is kind of a fun way to do this. It's like adventurous. Probably be helpful if I could open the door all the way, but I'm smashed in my tiny little garage here. Went ahead and went at her with the old two-hand trick there, and ooh, she's gonna come right out now. There we go. Well, I got this one out, and I think that the rest of these are crimps. And then you gotta be careful. This leather thing on the bottom of the steering wheel, get that off of there first. And then I think I have two more of those nasty Chinesium clips or whatever they're called to get down on the bottom. Well, I've got those clips out. It looks like it was just 3 clips basically. One on the side, one on the bottom, and then one on the bottom on the other side. And then you've got your hood cable release here. That mechanism's got to come out. And then your OBD2 connector diagnostic port. And then she's free and clear. This is actually pretty simple. It's just, I got to use 2 hands to do it. That right there is a detent clip. You press on that and then pry that direction. And then this whole mechanism will come out the front. Then that one I'm not sure on yet, but steps, baby steps. That's how we get it done, right? This one's even easier. This right here, you press in, and then you do that on both sides, and then it'll pull straight out the back, which is facing forward right now because it's flipped over. Might even be able to get in there and do it right here with my hands. Nope, not quite. That, she's out. Just go ahead and drop it all over the place. Throw it up here on my super organized everything shelf. where everything goes. I'm at the point in this project where I'm trying to decide the best appropriate way to lay underneath that dashboard so I can see what I'm looking at. Considering my floor is completely wet, and yeah, no, it's gonna be great. It'll be fun. Let's do it. There's absolutely no reason that this job has to be an all-day ordeal, but I'm gonna go ahead and try to just take this seat out to give me more room. This it seems like, you know, I like making things more difficult than they have to be. So let's do that. Well, we're not gonna do that on account of those are carriage bolts through the top and nuts underneath the car with 8 years of grime and dust and all kinds of gross stuff, and the whole thing I'm trying to avoid is being down on the floor. So I might just have to plug the battery back in and scoot this seat all the way back. That might be an easier thing to do. Next thing is to get this metal cover off. There's just 4 of these 8mm, 2 on each side. We'll grab those. Oh, not 8mm. Recalculating. Probably gonna go ahead and call those 7mm. That'll work. And then we got these 2 over here on this side. I just can't believe it. Okay. About this cover is it's got the airbag deal connected to it. I guess there's an airbag under the seat, which I find to be a little bit strange. These are notoriously dangerous to mess with, so I'm gonna go ahead and mess with it. This one, focus. 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 Oh, is that better? No, that's worse. Holy smokes. In this really grainy picture, you can see there's this orange piece. It's just like a little security clip. You gotta pry that up and then it'll come right out. I'll show you that clip a little bit better now. Focus. Oh. There you go. Well, maybe not. Son of a gun. Anyways, yeah, see, that's just a clip, and you can, when you plug it back in, you just press it back down. Oh, I hope that showed you anything. Man, they've had better pictures of Bigfoot than that. Gee whiz. These are kind of dangerous or whatever. They're just begging to, you know, shoot off on you. So I'll just throw it up here on top of the same everything shelf. That'll be good. Just to give you a little bit of insight into how efficient my brain works, in the darkest recesses of my garage, in this back closet, where there's like no light, that's where I keep all my flashlights. None of them work though. I'm trying to figure out a way to show you guys underneath that dashboard, and now I gotta do a 20-minute side project where I gotta go beg the children to give up some of their toy batteries to get the old headlamp working. That's how it goes some days. Well, I found 3 of those AAA deals there. Well, that's not true at all. My wife found them for me. I was about ready to take the screwdriver to the little pony deal there, the one that sings and everything, just to ruin my kid's day. But she was like, you don't have to do that. We actually stock batteries. And by we, she means her, because you can clearly see that I'm not very well organized, so thank God for partnerships. Well, I don't have a cover anymore for the flashlight there, but I do have some like 12-year-old electrical tape that's been rattling around the bottom of a box, so go ahead and do the old number on that and we should be good to go. Ta-da! Man, I've worked some places where something like that would get you fired if you got caught with it, but this is my garage and I make the rules. Yep. Even when I make the rules, I still don't do anything the right way. That's cool. Back. And there is what we're after. This big plug's in our way. Let's get rid of that. Okay. Yeah, you just get out of the way. There. And then behind that is the blend door actuator. Of course, I didn't bring any tools with me when I got in this uncomfortable position. That would be too easy. Dang it. Okay, up at the top, you might be able to see there's a clip. You're gonna have to push up that little red retaining clip. And it should come right out. And then there's two T20 Torx bits in opposing corners. You can kind of see that bottom one there. So that bolt up there, way up there, is kind of hard to get to. I was going to take this whole assembly out, but that's the motor for the pedals. Moves the pedals back and forth, and there's no easy way to get to it other than taking out this whole metal bracket here, which I don't want to do, so I'll just fight with that one a little more up there. Way down in there somewhere, I dropped a screw. I think it's safe to say I ain't never getting that back. I'll just throw the old drywall screw in there, call it good maybe. That's a trick my dad taught me, by the way. Drywall screws. Yeah, it's coming along great. Holy smokes. No drywall screws necessary on account of not wanting the tapered head and everything. Like they's got the flat head on them. Yeah, this solution brought to you by 35-cent giant tackle box full of sheet metal screws from Harbor Freight. I knew they'd come in handy. Well, I got it all put back together up there. Got the actuator in. Got the motor for the pedals plugged back in. Replaced that screw right there with a sheet metal screw. Gonna put this metal plate and the airbag back in, and then we're gonna be down to the end there. Okay, I got the metal piece in there. Now I'm just gonna put these hood latch and the diagnostic port back in this panel. That's gonna go really smooth. They just press in there. See if I can keep this light halfway decent. Might even be able to do it one-handed. This one will just go in there like so. And this one, it's all from the other side essentially. So, come here, you piece of no good Chyrsler trash. I know I just took you guys for a wild ride. Now I just got this funky side panel deal to go back in, but it should go pretty smoothly. I hope, I pray. It's like nothing ever happened. Son of a gun. Only one thing left to do. Get the old juices flowing here. And zippity-doo-dah. That's not going anywhere. No siree. Okay. Now, if I turn on the car and we hear the clickety-clackety, we know that I messed up. And I should have taken it to a professional. Okay, so in case you don't know, that blend door actuator is really just a motor and a gear drive, but they're plastic gears, and the output of that motor is actually a worm drive, and it strips incredibly easily. And it's not just a Chyrsler thing, it's lots of different vehicles. I've put them on GM and my Hondas too. I've had them go out But most late model stuff have at least one up front. This vehicle has one in the back as well, because there's a couple of different directional controls for the rear climate control. But it's pretty easy to know when it's going out, because when you cycle the key, you'll get it clicking. You'll hear it click, 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 and it has a small vibration to it. It's very noticeable. And then periodically it'll do it as well when the brain is cycling through systems or whatever. And then when you go to change from, like, you know, defroster to coming out up top and down at your feet, when you go through those selectors where you're changing the direction, it'll click. And then most obviously the reason that I've been wanting to get it done, and the reason my wife wanted me to get it done, is because it stopped opening up for the passenger side. So when I was driving, she'd still be really cold because there would be no heat coming out. So yeah, not that bad of a project. I know I didn't get very good shots of everything, but it actually went smoother than I expected, to be honest with you. I thought I was gonna have to take more dash components out. Every vehicle's different, but this is just like the Chyrsler minivan deal. So hey, what do you know, we got it done.